Hey guys, Roman Trust here with Hammer and Anvil. So today guys, I'm going to show you how to make a leaf just for beginners, right? So here's what you're going to need, and I'm sorry about the rain and stuff in the background. We're going to start with the 3/8 square stock here. Also, you're going to need a hammer, some kind of anvil, doesn't have to be the world's best anvil, some kind of anvil with hopefully a straight edge. Probably going to need a chisel, and if you don't have scrolling tongs or something like that, pair of channel locks and pair of pliers, all you're going to need, and of course, a forge. So with that guys, I'm going to fire up the forge, get this hot, and then I'll show you guys how to make a leaf. Okay, like any craft thing like this, make sure you have safety glasses on, some type of hearing protection, gloves or no gloves, depending on your school of thought or training, whatever you want to call it. I don't wear gloves. At least for the hammer hand, I don't. Make sure you're wearing appropriate clothing so you don't burn yourself. Also, make sure you're staying hydrated because it does get a little warm. So why am I doing a leaf for a beginner thing? One, it's a really easy trinket. And when you get good at it, over a period of time, it takes like 10-15 minutes to do. It doesn't take very long. It helps you develop good hammer control. You can start doing a little bit minor detail work. Also, you work on tapers, which seems to be a big thing a lot of people struggle with. So it's a great thing overall just to do to kind of get you started. So we'll wait for that metal to finish heating up. Alright, so one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the taper. Ignore this is just for demonstrations. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to place the bar on the edge, close to the edge of the anvil here. And the type of taper we're going to do is just a nice, easy, gentle taper. So you're going to have it close to the edge of the bar. You're going to hold the hammer at about a 45-degree angle, kind of like this. And you want to follow the angle of the hammer so when you strike it, when you strike the metal, that's the angle you want to strike it at. So you want to strike it down and to the side at about a 45-degree angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, turn. Keep doing that until we get a nice, good, good taper. So, but again, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do it on the far side of the anvil. So this is your far side, furthest away from me. This is your near side, and we're just gonna go ahead and do it that way. You also notice I'm not using the logs. This is a little bit more sturdy, but I do not have the anvil secured to this because normally I use this piece back here for that. But I figured a regular cheap old anvil is a better option at the moment, so if anybody can see, you can use one of those. So alright, we're going to get this piece of metal out, and we'll start making our taper. Alright, make sure our anvil's clean. There we go. Now we're going to do 45-degree angles at the far edge of the anvil. Kind of straighten this one out, it's a little curved. Alright, 45 angles, 45-degree angle, remember it's going to be 1, 2, turn, 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 1, 2. Just keep going, going. You get a nice point going. Alright, now once it gets to, it's kind of hard to see this dull orange, red color. It's pretty much too cold to hammer anymore. I mean, you can still shape it if you had to, but to keep putting a point on there, you're going to start getting what's called a fish lip. And I'll explain what that is here in a second. So, the fish lip is when you're forging, and this part here is the flat part of the metal, and when you're hammering it on the sides, you want it to bow out to a point. Well, what can happen is if the metal's not hot enough, the outside's hotter than the center. But what can happen is the outsides will start to fold up, and that can cause fish lips, so it'll become like a cold shut. But we want to avoid that. So just stick it back in the fire, let it get hot again, and keep doing it. Like we're almost done with the point as it is right now. So we're going to finish up the taper, then we'll move on to the next step. So there we go. Same thing, 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, turn. And we're just going to keep going until we get a nice point. We don't need a super fine point because we're not making a stabbing instrument, we're making a leaf. And I would say that this is pretty good. So now now we got a nice little point there. I know it's probably kind of hard to see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a set down. So we want to go about to the end of the taper. You want to do about a 1/2 inch more. And we're going to strike half on, half off the anvil. So what that means is, using this back as a reference, the hammer's going to be half on, half off the anvil. And we're going to strike straight down. We're going to go 2-3 blows on one side. And we're going to just turn 90 degrees. 2 to 3 blows on that side. And then you're going to turn it back where you came from. And we're just going to keep doing that over and over again. We're going to start making the stem. So that's all we're going to do. All right, so half on, half off blows. We're going to get that hot again. So it's ready for our set down. So, like I said, edge of the taper, about a 1/2 inch more. Straight down, half on, half off blows. So 1, 2, we're going to turn. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Alright, so something I want to show on this is, I don't know how well you can see it on the camera there, but there is a nice little step down right there, right? Little hard to see, I know. One thing you want to do is when you're doing your little set downs is when you're striking it and you make your set downs, you want to pull back on the metal here so that it catches, so you don't get a double cut. A double cut will lead to a cold shut. We don't want any cold shuts, so that way you have a nice single step down. So I'm going to put it back in the forge here, get it hot, and we'll continue that on the same thing. Keep going until we get nice and thin. And we're not going to make too long of a stem, probably just about a 3-inch stem or so, something like that. Alright. Set down. So 1, 2, turn the other way. 1, 2, turn. Alright, now I'm just going to kind of straighten this out a little bit. Quick. It's up to you how thin you want to make your stem. I'm probably going to go a hair thinner on this, and then we'll go ahead and flatten out the leaf. So about one more heat and that'll be it for me for the stem. Make sure you wipe off your anvil and get all that slag out, or that scale, I should say, not slag, all the scale off. You want your anvil as clean as possible, or that's going to make impressions in your metal. Not the good impressions like, Christopher Walken or something. Here you go. Last heat for me. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, so that's going to be thin enough for me right now. So I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit real quick. In case you're wondering, which this is a little low for my liking. If it starts to curve like it did there, and that's just because your arm's up and it starts to curve. If you have it flat or parallel with the forging surface, it won't curve as much. But you see, I just tap it to get it corrected. I'm used to using, a different log thing, which is a little higher than this stand here. So, all right. So back in the forge. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flatten out the leaf head here. So we got that little spear point here. So what we're going to do now is, you see, there's a ridge, kind of hard to see. There's a ridge that runs across the top there. It's like a corner. We want to strike straight down in the middle of the thickest part of the ridge. So that way, we'll get a nice flat leaf. So that's what we're going to do after this. And we're going to focus on just hitting that part there, just straight down on it. We're not going to focus on flattening out the tip or anything like that right now, just the body of the leaf. Flatten the head out, straight down, right on the thickest part of the body of the leaf. Alright, you can tap on the center just a little bit. We're going to get a nice little spade look there. You see it's got that spade look, that's what we want. Next, using a cross paint side here, we're going to go ahead and hit just the wings of the leaf there. We're going to put a little detail work in there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and heat it back up. And it's going to be a bit hard to see, but there's a bunch of little lines that run through it right now. And it just kind of gives a little bit more a wrinkled look. Alright, continuing on with a little detail work again using the cross paint side here. We're going to continue to hit the edges a little bit, try not to hit your anvil. And what we want to focus on is not hitting the center of the leaf. Alright, we want to kind of keep that relatively untouched. So right down the middle of the leaf, we don't want to hit it with any of the hammer, right? We want to keep that good and thick. Now, if that's all the detailed work you want to put in that leaf, that's fine. I like to do one more, which is as we've got the leaf and we're going this way with it. Next, I'm going to turn it. We're going to go this way a little bit. Again, just adds a little bit more character to the leaf. So that'll be hot here in just a second. So we're going to do that really fast. All right. Again, same thing, avoiding the center as much as possible. We want to just roll it back long ways again. Alright, so that adds a little character to it. Alright, next. The hard part. We're going to have to, if you got somebody that can hold it for you, great. If not, you got to keep this thing between your legs, and we're going to need to get a chisel. We're going to go right down the middle to put the main stem or vein in the stem, and then we're going to also put the vine along the edge of the leaf here using our chisel. I just use a cheap chisel you can buy at Harbor Freight. You can make your own. I mean, it's not that hard, but this is for beginner guys. Don't worry about ruining these things here. Alright, so I'm going to get it hot again. Do that. This is the one time I'm going to say you might want to be careful just because sometimes what happens when using the chisel, a lot of crap will fly out, your hand's really close to the metal, so you may get burned, so be careful. Alright, but getting burned is part of the game here. Alright. Go ahead and go do a single strike. Trying to stay on the line. Another strike. Alright, well that went off center a little, that's alright though. Put another little in here. Do that again. Alright, it's too cold, I gotta heat it back up again. In case you guys are wondering, the reason you lose heat really fast is because your anvil is going to suck a lot of the heat out. So the warmer your anvil, the longer the heat will last. Mine's not that warm right now if it's been in the garage and stuff like that, so it's just sucking heat out pretty quick. So. Now there's other ways you can do this, which is fold folding the leaf and opening it back up. I'm not doing all that. This is mostly geared towards beginners here, so might be kind of hard to see the veins on this thing. I know it's dark. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Now, next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to round out that stem a little bit. So the process of rounding out the stem is not that bad. So what you're going to do is this, when it's a square bar, all we're going to do is we're going to hit one corner and work our way up, and we're going to turn, and we're going to hit the next corner, work our way up, turn. We're going to keep doing all four corners, right? Well, what that's going to do is it's going to create an octagonal shape, an octagon. So you're going to have 8 corners. Then you're just going to turn, and you're going to just keep working every single corner at that point. We're going to work our way in towards the leaf. All right? Some people like to work the way backwards. That's fine. I like personally to go towards the leaf. I want the edge down here to be thinner than what's up at the top of the leaf there. So I work the middle up. If you went backwards, it would stay pretty uniform and even. So, but once you do that, you create the octagon. You'll hit every single edge or corner. Then once you're at the octagon, you hit every single corner after that. Then after that, you just keep going. Eventually, you can refine it so it's a nice, fairly round shape. So that, let's go ahead and get started. So, you gotta find a corner, and I'm just gonna go ahead and work my way up. Go to another corner, work my way up, turn it, go to the other corner, work my way up. Just keep doing that to every single corner I see. You want to keep your leaf off the edge of the anvil so you don't smash it into the side of the anvil deforming your leaf. Bit hard to see, but you can sort of see it's now getting a rounded look to it. I'm going to put one more heat and clean it up. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bowl the leaf after that. That's one thing I forgot to mention. You're going to need a block of wood, a small piece of wood or something. You see, I've used this one extensively. But the reason you want that is because you want to deform the leaf. You want to bowl it. But you don't want to get rid of all the detail work you put into it. By hitting it on a hard surface like metal, it's going to flatten out the leaf. By using it on here, the wood will absorb most of the blow, and the leaf will just bow out. Now, we're going to use a ball peen here on this one here. I'm going to use the ball peen portion here, the round portion. Like I said, right now I'm finishing rounding off the stem here. So, now to round that leaf up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to get that leaf good and hot. There will be a lot of smoke in this, alright? I really could use a new leaf here, or a piece of wood. There will be a lot of smoke, so make sure you got adequate ventilation. I'm going to turn a fan on so you'll hear it in the background so it'll blow all the smoke outside. Alright, so this will, unfortunately that wind will cool my metal pretty quick too, so. Alright. Make sure it's turned around the other way. Start hitting with the ball peen part. leaf. It's a little too curved for my liking, but it'd be alright. Straighten that out a little. Now we got a good spoon-shaped leaf here. The detail work's still in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off, and then we'll bend this stem back. Okay, you got several ways you can cut this. You can use your chisel and cut it off when it's hot. You can use an edge of an anvil when it's hot, or if you got a hot cut for your hardy, you can do it when it's hot. If you put on the edge of the anvil, on a sharp corner of the edge of the anvil, half on, half off blows, holding the metal like at a 45-degree angle, and you're just striking it over and over again until it will bend and break there. Using a chisel, it's just straight up and down, same thing. Keep the metal between your legs. Hardy, you sit on top of the hardy, you can hit it directly on the hardy, or on the hot cut for the hardy. You know, generally I use the side of the anvil, but I'm going to try the chisel. Okay, so put it right on the chisel here. Keeping the leaf on, off the edge, right? And you just going to strike there. Same thing again. One, hopefully here. Oh, and that flew off. So, good thing nothing flammable around it. Alright, now it's time for like needle nose pliers or channel locks or something. So we're going to go ahead and pull this leaf out. Make sure you're careful not to burn yourself. You got scrolling tongs, you know, it's probably a better choice. Alright, grab the base of the leaf here. Here, I know my arms are not in the greatest position. Sorry, guys. We're just gonna go ahead and bend. Out another little bend there. And you can have a nice little hook here. This is all I'm gonna pretty much do. So that way, if I want to add a keychain ring to it, we can. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up real quick for you guys and show you what it'll look like. So, but that's pretty much how you make a leaf. Just like that. So, and then hopefully I'll get better lighting so you can see better detail. Alright, so that was the gist of making a leaf. A bit of long video figure instructional, but once you get it down, it only takes about 10-15 minutes to make a leaf. Not my greatest leaf I've ever made. I cleaned it up a little bit using a wire wheel. To get the stuff that's inside here, really, if you soak it in vinegar, the scale comes right off. But here you go. This is pretty much the finished product there. It's I said, not the greatest leaf. It's a very good beginner. Now you can add some little things to it before you bowl it out. If it was nice and straight, you can add little cuts into the side here, so we'll kind of give that little nice curve inside the side of the leaves here. And then also, this is a chance to critique yourself. Like if I looked at this, I'd have been like, this stem, the vein here is not down the middle. I bolted a little too much on this side versus this side here. I could have gone a hair deeper with this vein here, but overall though, it came out fairly well. I like my leaves personally, on a personal level, to have a forged look. So it's that crinkly look and stuff like that. I personally like the look of it better that way. If you like yours to be cleaner, then just leave it clean. Don't add the detail work with the side of the ball, the cross peen and stuff like that. So with that, guys, that's how you make a leaf. Make dozen of these or so, kind of get good at it. Then you can go on to a little bit more difficult things. So that, guys, hope you like this video. Any comment, suggestions, leave them down below. And with that, guys, thanks for watching.